Hi, hello all. How are you? So, meanwhile, I hope all of you installed SSMS. Yes or no? Did you install SSMS? This tool actually.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, some of you asked the link, right? How to install SSMS. Uh, so that also I will provide. Okay. Uh, so because it's always good that if you are also parallelly practicing, then digestion will be very fast and you also will find many insights actually. Okay. That is the reason. So please try to install. If you have any difficulty, just let me know. Okay. Okay. So in yesterday, we discussed this part, just some introduction about the table actually, which we are going to use throughout our course actually, especially for the SQL part. Okay. So in this table, we discussed that not only for this table, for any table, these things are common. That is, sometimes tables we can call as a relation, and columns we are calling as attributes, alias names, and rows we can call as tuples. Okay. So rows is a regular word, or number of records is also another alias name actually. So those things you will understand easily. That is not a big difficulty. The thing is tuples and attributes may be new things you might hearing. Okay. So this is also called as records. Okay. Okay. So now let us see some basic things about the select statement actually, especially. Okay. Because even in our project also, live project also, that means when you are working, most of the times you are work with this only. Okay. So selecting the data, filtering the rows, grouping, and like that actually. So that is the reason. So let us familiar with this select statement actually. So that is what here you can see the syntax. So it is very simple one, as we seen yesterday, that order of the clauses actually, select clause, from clause, where clause, group by, having, and order by clause. So these two are the mandatory things as we discussed. So column select, after that what columns you need, you must mention them actually, and then table name. So from which table you need the data, because in a database there are many tables actually. See, actually there is a hierarchy, database, schemas. Okay. As a database developer, you must aware of all these things, and users. Okay. And different databases are also possible actually. So there are many users will be there, user 1, user 2, user 3 for one database, and each user may have different permissions. So all these things, hierarchical related things, we will see separately. Okay. So the goal is, in the initial classes, let us familiar with the table actually. And then once you are familiar with the data and the table, then easily you will understand all other things related to this part. Okay. So that is what you can see, column names of, okay, in the table, whatever columns are already defined, those column names only you must use, and from which table you need these columns. So that is what here you can see, as we already known that select, uh, and here we have another syntax, that is star actually. So that means you need all the columns. Sometimes you see in the real time, some tables may have more than 50 columns actually. Like here in this table, we have 8 columns, right? So in real time, some tables, some day-to-day base transaction related tables actually. So I will try to show you later actually. So those tables going to have much information. That means more number of columns, more than 50, even 100 columns are also possible actually. So at that time, if you need all the columns, simply placing a star, meaning that you need all the columns from that particular table actually. So that is why you can see select star from EMP. Okay. So now if I run, so you can see here, there are total 14 rows are there. So that is what you can observe here at the bottom, uh, right bottom corner, you can see uh, 14 rows, how many rows it is written. And this is time actually. So wherever I am rounding, you please try to observe. This is time in how much time it is executed. And this is the user who logged in actually. So those details we will see remaining part. Okay. So this is star is using for uh, selecting the all the columns from the table. Okay. So that is simple one. Always try to write down the queries in this manner only. That is easily, you can understand easily the queries actually. Okay. Now I need specific columns actually. So for example, I need only MP number. Okay. And e name. So you can see after typing 2-3 characters, you will get the suggestions actually. So e name. Okay. Then job. Okay. And for example, DEPT number. So I need only these 4 columns from EMP table. Okay. So now if I run this part, only this part. So if you see in this canvas, that means in this window, you have 2 queries. This is one query. This is one query. So if I see, if without selecting, if I run, something will happen. If I select this, only this part, and then if I run, only that particular query output you will get. So now you can see EMP number, E name, job, TEPT number only there in the output. Now see, if I run, what is going to happen? You can see first query output is here, second query output is here. And all together, how many rows is written here? You can see 28 rows. Is it clear? So that is, of course, simple one, but many times we will use actually, because sometimes some queries you need to compare at the, sorry, sometimes you need to compare the results actually at a time. So at that time, this kind of approach is going to help a lot. Okay. And observe that how we are writing the queries. Select is in one line, from clause is in another line. Okay. So this is of course simple. So such a way, how many columns you need in the output, only those columns you can use them actually. Okay. And of course, these things are simple. You can change the order also. So for example, if I place here, in which order you want to display the output, that means the columns order. So if I run this one, now you can see. So that is not a problem. E name, EMP number. But when you give the select star, what is the in which order you are going to get the output? So you can come to the database here. See here in this panel I am showing. Okay. And system database, we are in, I guess, in TempDB. Master. Yeah. So we are here actually. So in the master database, so you can see these are all the databases with the black symbol. Okay. And in that master database, in that this is the table you are referring here. You can see. Don't worry about the DBO dot. That is what I told you, schemas. That part we will see hierarchically. Let it be. Now, EMP table is this one. Now, if you expand this further, see, you can see on table, you are going to have many things actually. What are all columns you have, what keys you have. constraints, triggers, indexes, all these things, statistics will be there. Okay, these things we will see as we are moving. Okay, now just coming to the columns part, you can see here this one. So now, please just confirm that all of you installed SSMS. Just comment. Or anybody not installed? Yes, Vivek, yes, Prashant, yes, Anush, not it. Okay, no, okay. Yeah, because you also try to do parallelly along with me, because these things we are going to use very regularly, okay, in our day-to-day activities, okay. So that is the reason from the day one, you please try to practice actually. That means that tool you must familiar, okay. Right. So now you can see here, you can see all the data, all the information, metadata related to this EMP table. So by the way, what is the metadata? Can anybody tell what is the metadata? What is metadata? So data is, this is the data, okay. But what about the metadata? So this definition is very simple. Data about data. That's it. Okay. Data about data. What does it mean? Okay, nothing is there. You see, here you can see in this EMP table, just a minute. Let me select the proper color. Yeah. In this EMP table, suppose EMP number is there. Okay. So EMP number, let us take. So you see, EMP number column, if you observe, what kind of data you have here? Only integer data you have. So that means you are allowing only integer data. So that you can observe even here also. It's a data type is saying what actually, what kind of data only you are going to allow. So numeric data, that means integer data. And ename is what? Varchar. Job is varchar, but mgr is also numeric. And higher date is date time. So what kind of data you are going to allow under each column? That is what kind of data you are allowing? Integer data you are allowing. That's what, simple. Data about data. So overallly in this table, what type of data you are going to store under each column? That is the what? Metadata. Okay. Data about data. So this word is also regularly you will use actually in regular day-to-day work. So metadata. So what is the metadata? Simply they will ask. Okay. So at that time, you must be in a position to understand. So go to the table, simply take its definition actually. So how you can take its definition? Okay, whoever already have, please do the same step. So here you can see, you just give the right click. So you can see here, just observe these options actually. You can of course select top 1000 rows and you can edit 200 rows. Yes, you can come here, script table as. So create new query actually. So whatever code is there to create that particular table, that code you can see actually. So now you can come here. So you can see here, create table, and this is what the syntax you are going to use to create the table. Of course, we will see that that is separate lecture. But if you want to know, it's what is the commands you used and each column name and its data type and what kind of constraints you applied. If you want to know, so simply you just either expand here, or sometimes actually same kind of table you want to create. So first of all, you take its definition, this one, that means this whole code, and whatever name you want to give. So emp underscore temp I am giving. Now you see, same type of table, emp type of table I want to create. This is the regular requirement again. So first you take its definition, that means this one, and then you just give the name whatever you want. That is what only table name we are changing. Now if I run, what will happen? So you see table is created. So now it must populate here, right? So you just go to the tables, give the right click, you just refresh it. Okay. Now you can see emp temp is also created. So this is the regular thing you are going to use actually. Okay. Of course, we will, when we are moving actually, all these things are going to become familiar automatically. You don't need to bother, but you also practice it actually. Okay. So since the table is not required for us now, I'm just removing the table from the database actually. We will do it later if required. So the table is deleted. Now you just refresh it. So now you can see under the tables, the table is not there now. So that is deleted. So here to just make you to understand that, to get its definition, so this is the one way. Give right click and go to the script table as. That particular table script you will get actually. Not only this option is going to help you for whatever concepts we are going to see further. That means for the indexes, for the stored procedures, for the functions, whatever. Okay. And all these, some of the options we will explore actually based on the requirement. So let us come back. So hope this part is clear. So now we are at this part actually. What is the metadata? Data about data. So this data is talking about this data actually inside the table, whatever data. But what kind of data you are going to allow under each column is talking actually metadata. That means data about data. Got it or not? So any confusion till now?
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Uh, yeah, this is just output. Now, uh, now let us try to see one little thing, that is distinct command actually. So hope you are able to see the screen. Select distinct. So as name implies, what is the meaning of distinct actually? Unique. There should not be any duplicates. Is it or not? So you can write down in this way actually, duplicates. You know, okay. So statement is used to return only distinct values. Okay. Okay. So only distinct values you want in the output action. So what does it mean? So you can see here. Let us come back here. So data about data. You see here, if I give two hyphens, it's a color changer, right? What does it mean? It is a comment. That means even if you write a query or whatever, that is not going to treat as a command actually. Okay. So suppose if I give two hyphens and then if I write select star from EMP, whatever I am writing here, that is not going to take it as a command. So it's this compiler will take this line going to take as a comment actually. Okay. So sometimes we will write the queries. So what that query meaning, we will try to do in this manner actually. So this query returning something, this query is for particular purpose. So if any new one or you also, if you are referring later after one day, after 1 week or 1 month, if you are referring that query, if you want to know for what purpose that query is there, you just write down something here. So this query returns something, or this query for particular purpose actually. So that you will understand first of all easily, and then if you go through that query, you will get the more details. Okay. So now if you see here, we are now at distinct actually. So we are going to discuss distinct. So if you see here, select star from EMP. Now if I run this query, see here, this is the table. Now let us take first of all only job part. So under job column, what we have? Clerk, salesman, manager, all these things. So now what I am doing is select job from EM. First of all, let me know, whatever screen you are seeing, is it clear to you? That means his letters, is it fine? It's font. No.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I can increase this query panel, but this output part I cannot actually. I too don't know, to be frank. Okay, fine. So hope at least query part is clear. Is it? Yeah, I guess it is fine. Yeah. Okay. Now, so I'm just running this one. You can see this one. But this is not clear actually. So you get to know all the how many job types are there, you get to know. But repetition is there. You don't want that duplicate values actually. So you just add distinct here. So listen carefully. See, basing on the company, they will even if it is a MNC or so small companies, they will ask some regular questions are there. So if you are concentrating a big company, MNC, they will concentrate on very small things actually. Okay. They believe that in those small things only analytical skills are involved. So here you see, we will try to increase the complexity on this distinct part. Listen carefully. First, let us take the first query. Let us not overwrite. Select a job from EM, right? So this is the output we got, whatever result is here. Now, if I run this one, what is going to happen? You can see. So you see, duplicate values, it is removed. So analyst, clerk, manager, president, salesman. So 5 type of jobs are there. Is it or not? So first of all, try to understand that is the advantage of distinct. Okay. So hope that is clear. I think that is not a big deal, right? So whoever installed, hope you are also parallelly doing.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, now let us go back to this query again. Select a star. Now, so you can see here, this is the whole data. So, okay, fine, job we took, then department number. So now your part is going to become more. So now what we will do is job, and we need DEPT numbers. Okay. So now if you see, this is the output we got. What you have to tell is, okay, if I apply distinct on this query, so don't try to type every time. That is the good practice at initial days. Job DEPT number from EMP, and here I am just adding distinct. What may be the output? Yourself also don't try to execute. Just guess the answer. Then you execute and check yourself actually. Okay. So what may be the output? So this is the without a distinct, this is the output actually. Now by adding the distinct, what is going to happen?
Yeah, only department number will come according to the, it will remove duplicates.
In both are only for the job or only for the DEPT number. So distinct is applying for both.
For DEPT number.
Only for DEPT number. Okay. Any other answer?
Both
Sorry. Yeah. Let us run. So you see how it will take is this both together as a combination actually. Just let us see first of all. See here. So, okay, now what we will do is let us take both the queries. Now you see the advantage of both queries having in front. So both the queries results. So first query, there is no distinct. Second query with the distinct. So you just try to understand here one thing that you see, these are the queries we applied. Okay. Now, so you see, which one is repeated? Clerk 20 is repeated. You can see clerk 20 here also clerk 20. Okay. But clerk 20 came one time. Is it or not? So just try to understand that whatever columns you are mentioning after the distinct, their combination it will take. And upon that combination, if any duplicates are there, it's going to remove those duplicates actually. It will not work on single column. Got the point, right? So not the immediate column, okay, or not the last column, or not any specific column actually. How many columns you are mentioning here? All those columns it will take as a combination. So you can see manager 30. So for example here clerk 10 is one combination. So that combination, is it repeated anywhere? If it is repeated, that treating that as a duplicate. Only one time it will display in the output actually. So that you can observe that clerk 20 is repeated 2 times, but only one record is there in the actual distinct result. Or you can see other things also. Any other repeated? Yeah. Salesman 30, salesman 30. In the normal query, 2 times there. That combination, it is going to treat as a unique action. That means a distinct. Got it? So hope that is simple to understand. Am I correct? So you can see other things also. Manager 10, 20, 30. So anything is repeated. See, always spend time to observe the outputs. Okay. In the initial days. Then only you can master the SQL. And SQL is the evergreen course. 10 years back, what I read, not 10 years, 12 years back, what I read, this SQL. Same thing we are discussing now. Even after 10, 20 years, also same SQL. Technologies may change, but SQL is same. And that too advantage is MS SQL or Oracle or MySQL or any other database technology. Core SQL queries are same syntaxes. So you don't need to bother much actually. Only some things are going to change. That is only 20%. Okay, like a limit is there in one of the database technology. Top is there in one other database technology. So alternate words they will use actually. Joins or everything is same in all database technologies. Okay, so that is why please practice like anything. Okay, very this is the very mandatory skill and very good skill actually. At any cost, database developer is always hot cake. Got it? So please try to observe the outputs actually. Developing the query is one thing and observe the outputs. Always compare. Okay. So hope this distinct part is clear. So now you can let us see again. Select star from EMP. So here what we will do is next we will add MGR also. So if you add MGR with that combination, what is the output? So you can just play actually. So if I run this one, so you can see. Okay. So any confusion till now or any queries? So here just the syntax and some outputs I just given. Okay. Today onwards, I will provide the recordings also. If you miss anything, you can see it. Okay. So now let us go to the very, very important clause. That is where clause actually. So where clause for what purpose? First of all, we are using. So you can see the where clause is used to filter the records actually. See, here you see one simple thing is there. Here I'm writing select EMP number, ename, okay, DEPT number, okay, from EMP. And also, so you can see select star from EMP. So let us run the both the queries. So here one small observation you can see. When you given star, all columns came. Okay. So that is we know all columns it will return automatically for star. So you see here you just specifically mentioned the column names in the select clause. Is it or not? So try to understand that in the select clause, you are filtering the columns actually. Out of 8 columns, I need only these 3 columns. That means you filtered. Is it or not? Only required columns you taken in the select clause. So you can say select clause is for filtering columns actually. By using select clause, we can filter the columns. Now, come to the where clause. So by using select clause, we filter the columns. Now by using the where clause, we can filter the records actually. So whether I need Smith in the output or not, whether I need Allen is in the output or not. So such a way, record wise, you can filter actually. So for that, we will use the conditions. Whoever satisfying those conditions, only those records will come in the output actually. See, this is very simple. For example, in a classroom, 60 students are there. Suppose if you are asking only the students who got the marks more than 90. So that means you are filtering right with the marks column. So whoever greater than 90, only those students you are picking right from the table, from the list you have. So same thing here also. That is what condition, marks greater than 90. That's it. So that is what syntax you can observe that this part is same thing. Okay. Only thing is here actually. In the where clause, we are specifying the condition. Got it. Whoever satisfies this condition from this table, those columns coming in the output. Got it? So now let us observe that. So for example, display employee details whose job is clerk. So what we will write the query. So before I write, you can try also. So what we will write here. So you can see select star from EMP where. See, always try to practice in this manner, like each clause in each line. That is very important thing. Of course, you can write in single line, but this is the standard actually, where what he is asking, job must be clerk. Is it or not? So in the job column, so mention under which column you want to filter. Job equal to clerk actually. We need only clerks. So that means let us, because it is a string, take a single quotes, clerk, right? So you just type the same thing. Whether it is a capital letter or small letter, it's not a problem. So now if I run this one, so you can see only clerks came. So even if you give here capital letters clerk, output is same. And one more thing here, column name is in capital letter. That is also not a problem. It is case insensitive job. So column names, whether it is capital or small, so you can see output is same. Got it? So such a way we can write down the conditions. Of course, here many things are there in the way where class. Okay. So now, for example, I need employees who is working under department number 10. How you will get actually? What is the query you are writing? So you can comment in the chat box. So simple thing, of course. So this is the query we are writing. So now you, for this statement, what is the query you are going to write down? Yeah, what is the query? Please try to comment in the chat box. Whether it is right or not, always participate in the discussion. That is always good practice. Okay. Yes. Why I intentionally asking to post the query actually, because first of all, you must practice like don't bother about others actually. Okay. Always stick to your answer and try to rectify if it is wrong. What about others? Okay. Yeah. So all of you 100% correct. Of course, that is simple one. So here select star from EMP where what we are writing. So we need a 10th department employees only. So DEPT number. So that particular column name, let us select equal to what actually 10th department. So that's it, right? So let us run this one. You will get only 10th department employees. Okay. Now I will write one statement here. So just try to give the query actually. Okay. Uh, Yeah. So read the statement, whatever I written, uh, then try to write down the query. Of course, that is simple. Yes. Okay. So what is our observation? That is simple one, right? So you are applying filtering on columns as well as rows, both columns and rows actually. Is it or not? So that is what simply select. We need ename in the output and mgr in the output and salary from emp table where dept number is what actually. So dept number is 20 only. So if I run this, okay, what we are getting output, you can see. So you applied filtering on both columns and rows. Okay. Is it clear? So of course, this is simple one. Yes. We just used what actually equal operator. Okay. That means what actually in the query, this is the operator we used, right? Equal. Suppose we have a query select star from emp where let us take only this. If I run, suppose salaries column, if you observe, I need the employee salaries, employee details whose salary greater than 1000 actually. So at that time, what is the operator? Greater than we must use, right? So this is the operator. Is it clear? Okay. And less than, greater than or equal to. So basing on our, don't bother about this between like and in. We will have a separate discussion. I guess these first six operators are well familiar. Come to the last one, not equal to actually. This meaning is. Okay, one by one we will see. Hope these first six operators are familiar. Even if not also, don't worry. Just observe here their meanings. These three things we will see separately. Okay, those meanings are different. Uh, now, if you see, if you need where salary greater than 1000, so you can see here. Anybody there with 1000 salary? No. Okay, fine. So now if I run, only 12 rows are written. Earlier it is 14. Now only 12 rows, their salaries are greater than 1000. Let us take greater than or equal to, okay, with 1100. So, sorry, just, yeah. If I remove greater than equal to, you see, there is one employee with 1100 salary. Okay, but he should not come in the output, right? Because it is just greater than, not equal actually. So 11 records came. Now if I add equal, you will get 12 records. Okay. Now, so similarly, less than or equal to. Very important thing is not equal to. So basing on your understanding, I will try to write down uh, here one statement. Try to write down the query H. Display employee details except 10th department. So try to write down the query in chat box. So sometimes you have to do reverse engineering actually. Suppose sometimes they can ask the same thing. Who are working in 20, 30, 40 departments. Okay. So if you know well about the data, for both it is same actually. Query is same. Okay. So except means you just apply the not equal operator. So that is what select star from EMP, where you can see DEPT number not equal to 10. Okay, what will happen? You can see there is no 10th department employee. Okay. So hope it is clear, right? Okay. See, one small thing I would like to explain. See here. See, for example, in the where clause, if you write where DEPT number equal to 10. Of course, you have select star from EMP, and I just took the where clause. Hope it is clear. Okay. Try to understand that in which manner this filtering is going to happen. That is very, very important actually. Okay. What is going to happen is in your from clause, you have EMP. So that means, as we discussed in yesterday's class, first it will go to that particular table. So it came to that particular table. Then you have a filtering, right? So on DEPT column, on department number column, you have a filtering. So it will take the first record. What you mentioned, DEPT number. Go to the DEPT number column. Is it equal to 10? No. That means this record is not coming in the output. Then it will go to the next record. So see, in normal fashion, how you will do? Actually, suppose if I give a piece of paper, on that paper you have a list of employees, and I told you only pick the 10th department employees. What you will do actually, record by record, you will check. Row by row, you will check. So same thing actually, to make you that understand, because this where clause, we will try to increase the complexity in the coming lectures. So at that time also, same fashion you have to apply. So 30. So condition false. Simply condition false or true. In that way, try to understand. Is DPT number 30 is equal to 10? Condition false. So this record is not coming in the output. Then go to the next record. That is 30. 30 is equal to 10. 10 hard coded DP, that particular value is this one. So first one is 20 equal to 10. That is also false. False. Now, so this is false, false. Come to this record actually. So employee name is Clark. So DEPT number is what? Original value under that particular column is 10 equal to you given 10. 10 is equal to 10, condition true. Is it or not? Since condition is true, this is the record is coming in the output. Got it? So because suppose if you select, if you give star, this entire row will come in the output, or if you mention specific columns, only those specific columns data will come in the output. So in that manner, so you can see this will not come, this will come, and this will come. Only 3 rows will come in the output. So here the main thing you try to understand that row by row how filtering is happening, and that too in true false manner actually, because later we are going. So here you see this is one condition. This whole thing is one condition. Okay. So later on, you are going to have many conditions. Condition 1, condition 2, condition 3, like this. You can have any number of conditions. And between, there will be some relational operator. At that time also, to not to get any confusion, okay, first in a simple query, try to understand how internally it is going to evaluate actually, row by row, how it is filtering. So true, false fashion. Here we are going to have a AND operator, OR operator, NOT operator, many things we are going to see when you have more than one condition. At that time, this true false part is going to help you a lot, whether finally that particular query is coming in the output or not. So some companies, they are still, even you are a 5+ experience or whatever, uh, sometimes they will ask the written test actually. So they are going to give some queries, some statements. For those statements, you need to write the queries actually. So at that time, these analysis part is going to help you a lot. So that is why in simple manner, first you try to understand. Then of course, as we are increasing bit by bit the complexity, easily you will follow actually. Okay. So hope these operators, with all these operators, you just try to practice actually, at least one query, less than or greater than, something you assume on the salary, uh, then easily you will get it actually. Okay. On on string columns, these are the string columns, right? How it will work, we will see. Okay. That means this less than, greater than, will it work or not? That part is separate. We will see that also. Okay. So any confusion till now? Okay. So as I told, actually, these initial days, we will have class only for 1 hour actually. Once the students are fixed, once all people are fixed, then we will try to increase the time. Okay. That is 1.5 hour tentatively. Okay. So that's all for today. If you have any doubts, you can ask.